Chapter 14, Al-Hajj. Question 109. What is the meaning of the term Hajj? Hajj. It is traveling to Mecca for the purpose of performing specific acts at a specified time. Question 10. What is the proof in Islamic law which mandates the performance of Hajj? The proof in Islamic law which mandates the performance of Hajj is the statement of Allah the Exalted. وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. And it is the right of Allah that people perform Hajj to His house, Al-Kaaba in Mecca, those who have the ability. The Quran, chapter Ali Imran, verse 97. Question 111. What are the personal conditions for which Hajj becomes incumbent upon an individual? The conditions are 5. Number 1, Islam, meaning one must be Muslim. Number 2, sound mind. Number 3, puberty. Number 4, freedom. Slaves are not required to do Hajj. Number 5, capability, meaning physical, financial, circumstantial. Question 112. What are the valid forms of Hajj? Number 1, at-tamattu', which is assuming ihram, the proper clothing and observance of Hajj rules for Umrah in the months of Hajj performance, then officially coming out of the state of ihram, then assuming the state of ihram a second time for Hajj on the day of Tarwiyah, the 8th day of the month of Hajj. Number 2, al-qiran, which is assuming the state of ihram, the proper clothing and observance of Hajj rules for Umrah and Hajj together at the same time. Number 3, al-ifrat, which is assuming the state of ihram, the proper clothing and observance of Hajj rules for Hajj alone. The best of these 3 forms of Hajj in order is tamattu', then qiran, then ifrat. Note that the qarin, the one performing qiran, and the mufrid, the one performing ifrat, generally perform Hajj in the exact same way, except for the fact that the qarin must bring his animal for slaughter with him to Hajj, while the mufrid does not. Question 113. What are the mandatory rituals of Hajj? They are 4. Number 1, ihram, the proper clothing and observance of Hajj rules. Number 2, standing at Arafah, the mountain. Number 3, tawaf al-ifada. Tawaf is the ritual of circumambulating the Kaaba 7 times while supplicating. Number 4, sa'i, which is the ritual of walking and jogging while supplicating between Mount Safa and Mount Marwa. Question 114. What are wajibat, second-level mandatory rituals of Hajj? They are 7. Assuming ihram, the proper clothing and observance of Hajj rules, from the miqat, the designated place for ihram. Number 2, remaining at Mount Arafah until night. This is specific to those who arrive there in the daytime. Number 3, spending the night at Muzdalifah on the night before the day of Nahr. Number 4, spending the nights of the days of Tashriq at Mina. Number 5, throwing the stones at the Jamarat in the proper order. Number 6, shaving the head completely or trimming it. 7, Tawaf al-Wida. Tawaf being the ritual of circumambulating the Kaaba 7 times. Menstruating women and those with postpartum bleeding do not perform this ritual. Question 115. What are the Sunan of Hajj? The Sunan of Hajj are many. Number 1, showering and putting on a pleasant fragrance before entering into the state of ihram. Number 2, performing Tawaf al-Qudum, a voluntary circumambulation of the Kaaba done upon arrival to Mecca for the mufrid and the qarin. Number 3, lightly jogging in the first 3 rounds around the Kaaba for Tawaf al-Qudum. Number 4, al-ittiba' in Tawaf al-Qudum. Al-ittiba' is placing the edge of the upper garment of the ihram over the left shoulder and passing it under the right armpit, leaving the right shoulder bare. This is done in Tawaf al-Qudum. Number 5, praying a voluntary 2-part prayer after performing Tawaf. Number 6, spending the night in Mina on the night of Arafah. Number 7, chanting the talbiyah from the time of wearing the ihram until the time of throwing stones at Jamratul Aqaba. Number 8, praying al-Dhuhr and al-Asr prayers in Arafah during the legislated period of time for al-Dhuhr prayer, if one reaches Arafah in time, as well as combining between al-Maghrib and al-Isha upon arriving at Muzdalifah, as long as the time period for al-Isha has not passed. Question 116. What differentiates between the arkan of Hajj, its wajibat, and its Sunan? Hajj is not acceptable without the arkan of Hajj. As for the wajibat, if one of them is missed, the person who missed it must sacrifice an animal as atonement for the omission. Regarding the Sunan, they are highly recommended, yet there is nothing binding upon one who does not do them. Question 117. What are the mahthoorat, prohibited actions, while one is in ihram for Hajj and Umrah? The mahthoorat of ihram. They are the actions which are prohibited for anyone who is in the state of ihram for Hajj or Umrah. They are of 3 categories. The first category, those actions which are prohibited for men and women, which are 7 prohibitions. Number 1, removing hair from the head or the body by shaving it or otherwise. Number 2, clipping one's nails. Number 3, using any form of perfume, cologne, or fragrance. Number 4, marriage. Number 5, touching anyone lustfully. Number 6, sexual intercourse. Number 7, hunting animals to kill them. The second category, those actions which are prohibited for men only. They are 2 prohibitions. Number 1, covering one's head with a hat, scarf, etc. Number 2, wearing clothes which are sewn and tailored specific for wearing. The third category, those actions which are prohibited for women only. They are 2 prohibitions. Number 1, wearing the niqab or burqa, specially tailored face covers. Number 2, wearing gloves. Question 118. What are some of the comprehensive benefits of Hajj? Hajj's comprehensive benefits are numerous. Number 1, the gathering of Muslims from all corners of the world and the care and love displayed amongst them. They're getting to know one another. Number 2, the clear display of unity among Muslims, emphasizing that they are truly one nation. They gather in one place and time, all wearing the same kind of garments, showing no discrimination between the rich and the poor, nor between the Arab and the non-Arab, nor the white and the black. Number 3, the striking reminder of what will happen in the hereafter and how the slaves of God will stand before him for judgment on the day of standing, which is another name for the day of judgment.